For me, if it doesn't make sense, guys have this ability just to take things the wrong way. You can tell. You're flirting. This doesn't seem like a healthy relationship. Why?
Why what?
Why do you love control?
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You're dramatic. And I do this. I intentionally...
You do?
You 5.
This week, we have a very special episode. It is our 1-year anniversary of Half Past Ja. We're going to be talking about this amazing, crazy year, along with some controversial relationship advice. Because why not? Let's get into it, Half Past crew. Welcome to
Half Past Ja.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back
to another episode of Half Past Ja, where we drink Ja and we spill it. Okay? We're your hosts. My name is Suketu.
My name is Hallie.
We're a married interracial couple. I am Indian. Hallie is
white.
Yeah, she is. We release new podcast episodes every Monday at 7 a.m. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, turn notifications on. And if you're not watching on YouTube, if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, then you better follow us and give us 5 stars. Right, Hallie?
Yeah.
Make sure you stick around till the end because we're also doing a question of the week.
Just one this time.
Just one. Next week is a full episode of questions.
Yes.
So settle in, get cozy, grab your Ja because you don't want to miss this one.
Those are just some things we have to get out of the way before we start. Because people that are new here and you don't know who we are, we kind of have to explain just a little bit because we don't want to just be like getting right into it and we don't explain who we are at all or what we do or all those things. So we kind of have to get that out of the way. Sorry, you guys, the OGs that have been here. We just have to let everybody new know because hopefully we are expanding every single time we do this podcast.
And that also brings up the point of like, if you haven't been to www.halfpastja.com, you can go there to submit your question because we love to answer your guys' questions. That's kind of like what we do a little bit. Like half of what we do is just trying to hear stories from you so then we can understand what the interracial world is like out there. It's not just us, Hallie. There's more than us.
Well, I know it's not just us, but I don't think you know that it's not just us.
I think the center of the world...
You seem to think that the world revolves around you, and it does not.
It's unfortunate. All right.
Yeah.
Let's dive in. Okay, this is 1 year, Hallie.
Happy birthday, Half Past Ja.
Happy birthday to you. Okay, that's enough singing from us.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
Half Past Ja.
Happy birthday to you.
Actually, it's Half Past crew. It's your birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday. This is crazy.
A whole year.
A year of Half Past Ja.
We've learned a lot.
Okay, let's just be clear. The date is February 6th. This comes out on February 5th. So like it's basically 1 year. So we're just going to count it as 1 year because this is the closest episode to that. So to that note, 1 whole year of Half Past Ja, of this podcast, of us starting this, of us doing this together. From when we started, we had no idea what we were doing.
We had no equipment. We just started to start.
Gosh. Yeah.
We have upgraded to 2 cameras, to actual mics. Obviously, today is just 1 camera for the people who are watching. 1 camera because it makes it easier to edit sometimes.
And we procrastinate a lot of the time. So 1 camera is what we got, what we're working with today. But I just want to talk about this for a little bit. It's so crazy to think about where we started. We started, if you remember, from the very first, not even the first few episodes. Honestly, for a while, we had these little mics that we were holding and they sucked. I mean, they were good sound quality wise, but us constantly holding them, it's so much easier having these because we can move our hands and whatnot. And this board, the Rodecaster Pro, that's nice, except for the times where, we've learned using this as well when you put your voice in the filter thing, and that's bad.
That was not fun. So I don't touch the buttons anymore because I don't want to mess that up again.
Because I just can't trust you anymore.
Nope,
so
I can't.
No, but Suketu, I want to ask you, in the year that we have started this podcast, all the things we've learned, the people that we've had on, all the things, what's one of the biggest things that you've learned? Or I guess just a few things, just to we're just going to talk about the origin of Half Past Ja.
Let's see. Technical wise, I have learned to edit consistently. Like I've gotten really good at making shorts, making reels, editing the podcast at an efficient rate. Like putting these out every week is not easy. I've learned how to also the algorithm and how you get rewarded when you are consistent. Like if we post at 9 a.m. every single day, like every day for the whole week, we are going to get rewarded by the algorithm. If I post at 9 a.m. one day and then 10 a.m. another day and then 11 a.m. another day, the algorithm slaps me in the face and is like, hey, that's not consistency. Like you got to post at the same time every single day, all that. So technical wise, I learned a lot of the algorithm.
So the underlying message from that is that you're saying consistency matters.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
But personal wise, I've learned that we're not the only ones out there. There's so many people.
I just want to say, I think we knew that.
No, I knew that. But like, there's so many people with like situations that are way worse than ours.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize. I honestly was like, oh my God, there's no way it's going to get worse than this. Like my parents like made me break up. Right. And so like, I thought that was pretty bad, but we've gotten stories where people are in a way worse situations where it may be like they get disowned, like their parents don't want to talk to them anymore. And it was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've gotten a lot. Oh,
I'm back.
Yes, it is very crazy to think. One, of all the people that have been in similar situations, and two, that they, on a scale of craziness and all things considered, there are a lot of people that have had a lot worse off situations than we did and are still maybe stuck in those situations where families weren't accepting or like whatever it may be. And just in general with other things we've talked about, we've been able to grow this community and really find a lot of people who are very like-minded to us, which has been so cool. Because, sometimes you think with how you think you're unique and you don't have a lot of the same interests as other people, but that's the cool thing about having a YouTube channel, having a podcast, making videos, like whatever, being bigger on social media, is that you always find that clique of people. So we've got a clique. We've got our half-past crew stuck around here with us. And that's been something really cool that I've seen come to fruition since we started this podcast.
Yeah, it's been nice to just get a whole perspective of what our niche is. And it just solidifies, like it took a full year of getting used to it. Like right now, I fully feel confident into what we are doing, but we're still like learning a few things here and there. And so just going to get better every single time.
Yeah, I feel, and I just want to talk about how comfortable I feel now doing this compared to when we first started. I was like so shy, scared to be myself, I wasn't comfortable because I didn't know what kind of people would be watching us. And not that that matters. That's just a testament to I should always be myself and not care about what other people think.
We would like get to that like Sunday or Saturday when we're supposed to film the podcast and we'd be like, no, we're good. Like that when we first started, that's what we did a lot of the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, given a lot of chaos happened last year, that there were some times where we couldn't record, and we're hoping that doesn't happen at all this year. Our goal is to put out an episode every single week. No matter what. And I think that just speaks to how just like you're saying with the algorithm and everything, you need to be consistent because it doesn't care about you. Like if we were to not post for a week or whatever, I don't know, that would be bad. That would be really bad. But yeah, I think it's just been such a beautiful thing to see how we've been fully able to be ourselves on this podcast and people love it. And that makes me so happy because, again, like I was saying earlier, you never know if putting yourself out there fully what's going to happen. But we've been able to find a group of people that really enjoy watching this podcast. And that makes me happy. And yeah, maybe the numbers aren't exactly incredible. I think they're great considering we've only been doing this a year. But we're learning all the time. I learn new things all the time. Oh my gosh. There are sometimes, we look at our analytics a lot, right? And so looking at that, it's interesting to see the demographic of people who watch us, the episodes that do well, the episodes that don't. And we're always still, I feel like, trying to figure out what exactly is this podcast going to be, because I don't want to limit it to anything. I don't want to put it in a box. That sounds so cheesy, but I don't want to put it in a box,
Yeah.
I want to be able to have the breadth to talk about lots of different things and hopefully people are interested in that. And yeah, I mean, I've planned like 3 months of this podcast, but we switch it a lot. I planned a 3-month outline of like, this day we're going to talk about this day we're going to talk about this day we're going to have these people on, blah, 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 blah. I have that in here and written down, of course, but it changes a lot of the time because depending on how well something does or how well something doesn't, we like to try different things out. So we switch it up. So that's also something that I've learned, is to just keep trying different things out.
As we learn to grow and all of these things that go with the podcast, we wanted to do something for everyone, and that is create some merch, right? We've done it. We have it ready. We actually have samples of it now, but we have to take photos and promote it in a way that will do well within the first like week or whatever it may be. So get ready, everybody. We're so excited. It's gonna be great. This is a great first step. Eventually, we do want to get into like more custom merch, where it's like we're the ones kind of outsourcing it from locally here where we are, and that would be the goal. But to get it started, we're gonna need your help to be able to, if you are interested, if you're able to buy this merch, so then we can expand what we are planning on doing, okay?
And logistically, we're still trying to figure a few things out, so bear with us if this first round is a little rocky. I think it looks great. It's very simple, comes in nice colors, and if it weren't my own merch, I still would wear it. So I just want to put that out there. It looks great.
Yeah.
We need to market it a little bit, have some fun with it, but we're not fully ready. We just have to figure out everything, and then eventually we will announce the merch drop, because a lot of people have been asking.
It just took a second because we had to do a lot of just testing out what we're selling, and also we want the quality to be better than crap, right? So
yeah, we're not going to sell you guys stupid stuff that doesn't make any sense.
We didn't know what we were doing initially, but now we figured out. We did some test trials, and it's good, okay?
Yet another thing we've learned. It's very hard distributing your own merch.
Yeah. It's
a lot.
I thought it was easy. I thought you just order it and boom, they get sent out from somewhere and we don't do anything. But it's a lot more complicated than that. But
yeah, and when it's just us two, it's like us just trying to figure it out. And we're like, oh,
we need to hire somebody.
We
should send out
an application.
An application.
For what?
For what? Director of Half Past Job.
But no, that
media manager.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
We want to move on to the next topic, which everybody's actually here for, which is controversial relationship advice. Now, I thought of this idea while I was on the plane coming back home, okay? I was like, this would be fun to talk about because, we think we don't have these controversial ideas or learnings from our marriage relationship, but we do. We have these things that are kind of controversial. Okay,
so explain a little bit. Like, what do you mean by that?
It's like not the norm. Like it's just it's not really the normal thing. People might. It's a very opinionated topic.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like like a red
topic,
flag, maybe hot. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I want to go through some of mine real quick.
Okay.
And then you go through yours, all right?
Okay.
So for me, these are things I do, right?
That you find controversial.
I find controversial.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So I play mind games to keep things interesting.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I don't realize it when I'm doing it, but like sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna like piss Hallie off today.
Like, let's start some shit and see what Hallie does.
And
when things get boring.
and I don't realize it, everybody. I don't get it. But like sometimes you just do it to, get something out of your partner. Like
what?
Emotion. You dig?
No, actually I don't, because I think that's childish. Why are you trying to manipulate me?
Because
to get a reaction out of me. Like, what makes you do that?
I don't know.
Like,
I think a lot of women and guys both, they do this like once they get really comfortable. They're like, they either do it with really early on. They'll play mind games to like make sure that this person's actually interested in you. But then like after they're very comfortable, they'll be like, okay, let's see. And yeah, that's how I push Hallie's buttons.
Okay, yeah, but like, so, okay, just want to go back. I don't do that.
No, you do it.
I don't intentionally play
Exactly.
mind
I don't
games.
either.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You're dramatic. You've said this many, many, many times. Why do you think you're dramatic? Can we just revisit that for a second?
I'm not dramatic.
You are.
Sometimes I am.
You have an attitude. You're like you're like an 8th grade bully. Because, it's like when girls and guys, like, everyone's going through puberty. Like, people are mean. People are hormonal.
Oh,
like,
I know why I do
you.
it.
Why?
I know why I do it. Okay.
Why?
So, when you're in class and this girl you like, you want her to notice you. So you start like making fun of her.
Oh.
And so then she starts liking you. So it's like reverse psychology.
Oh, so you think okay, but you've already won me over. We're married. You made okay, I just want to revisit the day we first met. You made fun of me. Maybe it got my attention back then. I just think it's annoying now.
That's okay.
No.
It works.
Why do you do it?
Because I think it still works.
It's controversial, is it not? That's why it's one of your points.
I don't know. Do you guys do it? Tell me in the comments.
Playing
below.
mind games to get the attention of your significant other. Okay.
Your
All right.
turn. You say one of yours.
All right.
I wrote this down, by the way. This is something I wrote down that Hallie does that she doesn't want to admit, but she definitely does this.
Withholding physical affection so I can gain control.
Hallie has an immense amount of control over me. And
I do.
a lot of women usually do. Okay? And I just want... Why?
Why what? Why
do
do
you
that?
love control?
I don't know. I'm not like a power hungry person,
Yes,
I
you
would
are.
say.
When it comes to controlling me, you are.
Let's see. Controversial people.
Exactly.
This is Well, see, like, I don't know. Sometimes I use it to get what I want, and I like getting what I want. I think everybody does. Come on, let's be fair. Everybody likes to get what they want. So,
But that's manipulative, don't you think?
are you not a little bit manipulative?
Why are we both manipulative? This doesn't seem like a healthy relationship.
No, it doesn't.
So, what's up with that?
It's worked so far. Almost 9 years in. I don't know. Like, let me think of a good example. It's like that scene in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh my God, yeah. Who doesn't know that scene?
Everybody knows that scene where Margot Robbie's like, why can't I say it?
I don't. She said, you can't get any of this. So
We're on YouTube. We have to be careful of what we say. We don't want to get flagged,
exactly.
all right?
She says, you can't get any of this. And then she puts her leg on the guy's face.
She's not wearing any underwear. That's the whole scene.
And it's spicy. So
that's basically it. She's using control to manipulate him. So same here.
exactly. But men are really easily controlled. Like when it comes to that.
Well, yeah. And let me just say too, because everybody knows here that your top love language is physical touch. So if I'm not like, giving you affection,
when Hallie
crazy.
is upset with me, she'll just like, if I do this, what do you do? Yeah. What is up with that? So if you're not watching, I just put my arm or my hand on Hallie's shoulder and she pushed it off. And when she's mad at me when she does that. And it makes me so angry.
Oh my God. So like when we're in the car and we're driving and
oh my God.
I purposely, like I make a point to do it too because I'm being so dramatic and I love it. So like we're driving and I turn my body towards the window.
So like I can't even put my hand on her lap or anything like that.
Yeah. So like I make sure you can't like hold my leg or anything like that.
Yeah.
So like that's a good example of what I do. I make it a point to let you know that I'm upset with you and you love to touch me and you love touching me and you can't do it if I'm mad at you. So that's fair. I think a lot of people do that one. When you say?
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair. That's like a classic woman move. Okay.
When we say controversial advice, we don't actually want you to do these things. This is just things that we have done.
Like, is this even advice? I don't even know.
Yeah. So like playing mind games to keep things interesting, that's advice. Withholding affection to gain control. If you feel like you don't have control, you can withhold some affection boom, you have control.
Yeah.
It's much harder for the guy though. Like I can't be like, oh, I'm not gonna touch you, and then you'd be like, okay, and exactly.
Yeah, because it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah. So it's like if like I were to take something from you that you like don't care. Like if I take your pencil, I'm like, look, I took your pencil, and you're like, all right, like that kind of thing. That was a really awful example, but that's literally the only thing that comes to mind. Yeah, no, like because physical touch or like affection isn't huge to me. So like, okay, what now?
Exactly.
Try me. I don't care.
All right. Well, this next one's really controversial. I don't think we do this, but I think Hallie does this.
What? You literally just said I don't think we do this.
Okay.
I think Hallie does this.
I think Hallie does this unintentionally. So this is flirt with others to make their partner jealous. And I'm saying this because Hallie is she's so nice, everybody. She doesn't want to admit it, but she's so nice that sometimes her niceness is perceived as flirting to others.
To you.
To others.
Who's perceiving it that way besides you?
To others, everybody. So she will be like talking and like making conversation, and I'm like, I'm not like this, but like you can tell you're flirting. But like what qualifies as flirting? Okay, I'm not saying this as I'm like, I don't want you to do this. You're just nice. You're a nice person, okay? I don't care. I'm glad you're a nice person. That's what makes you you. But I don't like go up to like girls and I'm not like talking to them.
Okay, Suketu, give me an example.
Of what?
What do I say that's nice that is perceived as flirting?
Hi, hello. How are you doing today?
That's flirting?
Why do you need to know what they're doing today?
Well, then I'm cheating if that's what I'm doing. Jeez.
I'm kidding. I think that in terms of flirting, what do you qualify as flirting with somebody?
I mean, if I were to be like, hey, you look so, like to a guy, I'm like, you look so handsome today.
That's flirting to you?
I don't know. Like, I don't.
Do you even know how to flirt?
No. I've been in a relationship too long, everybody. I don't even know. I would die if I were put in the dating game right now.
I think you get confused as to what flirting might be.
Okay. Flirt with me.
No, I legit can't flirt. I have no game whatsoever. I would just insult you, and that's my way of flirting.
Sup?
Yeah,
that's what you would do.
I would do that. And so
no, like, okay, pretend we don't know each other, and okay, so I'm coming up to you, and I'm gonna try and flirt with you.
Okay, do it.
You have to.
Hi. Oh, okay. Hi. My name is Suketu. What's your name?
Hap.
You can't do
I couldn't even remember my own name.
You can't do this.
Here, okay, ready?
Restart.
Hallie,
you're so nice. You do it unintentionally is what I'm trying to say. Is like,
yeah.
You just start a conversation with the guy, and then you won't realize that you're going so deep into conversation. Like you're learning about this person, and then that person might start thinking like, oh wow, this person like really wants to get to know me. This person wants to like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like you just can't be nice to anyone these days because
no,
people are going to
you can be nice. It's just guys have this ability.
Oh, so it's a guy thing.
Well, guys have this ability just to take things the wrong way. And girls do too. Like if I went up to a girl and I started talking to them, the thing with girls is like they're not looking. I don't know. At least this is what I see. I've never met a girl that's like looking to talk to you longer. Does that make sense?
Like, am I looking to talk to people?
Yes, Hallie.
I just like to get to know people, regardless of who it is. I enjoy getting to know people.
Which is great. That's
especially people that I see all the time. Like, I need to get to know you a little bit.
After COVID, I feel like that's a good quality to have. You know?
Yeah, because
you've been cooped up, and I get it. So this is just one part of it. Okay, the other part of flirting to make your partner jealous is being attracted to others to make your partner jealous. So, like, for example, people who may be watching, Half Past Crew, you may be attracted to like
me,
an actress,
no, I'm just kidding,
or an actor. For example, Hallie likes Ryan Reynolds.
So do you.
And I think he's a good looking guy. But
he's a gorgeous
if
man.
I say, the name Margot Robbie.
Oh, I have a crush on her too.
Sydney Sweeney.
Oh. We've all seen her tits.
So like, it's just like saying these things out loud, like, hey, I'm attracted to this. It can make your partner jealous, right?
I mean,
for me, if it doesn't make sense, for me, if it doesn't make sense, I get angry.
What do you mean?
But
if
like,
it doesn't?
for example, if Hallie says, I'm attracted to Ryan Reynolds, I'm like, okay, who isn't attracted to Ryan Reynolds? Like, that makes sense.
Okay, so like, who would be someone that you would quote?
You
not
tell
make
me
sense?
who you're attracted to, huh?
Ryan Reynolds
And?
for starters. I don't know. You're putting me on the spot here. What's another? I don't know. You go.
It's not me that's going here.
See?
This is a good thing. This means you're not attracted to a lot of guys.
Well, okay, so
you
like,
should have said Suketu Patel.
what qualifies as like, if it doesn't make sense, then I'm annoyed. Like, what does that mean? Like, if it's a guy that you also don't think is attractive, or like that you don't okay for me to have a crush on.
If it's a guy who is not a famous person, that would piss me off.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, understandably so.
Yeah. But in terms of like famous people, it probably wouldn't make me that mad.
But like, okay, so like it'd be, so basically what you're saying is
But
like, it's okay that you have a crush on somebody who will never realistically come for you.
No.
But like, if you were to have a crush on some ordinary guy,
Yeah,
then that's a
exactly.
different thing.
Yeah, that, and like if you have a crush on somebody just because they have their shirt off in a movie, that pisses me off.
No, I don't. I
Yeah.
mean, I did back in the day when I watched Twilight.
Yeah, who was it? Edward or Jacob?
I was Team Edward
Team Edward.
because I was pale too.
You didn't like Jacob at all?
I mean,
You liked it when he took off his shirt, didn't
no.
you? Okay, good.
I was too young. I wasn't into all all that back then. Now is a different story.
Edward. Okay, let me know if you guys are Team Edward or Team Jacob.
Are you
Jacob.
are you Team Loca? Or are you Team Edward?
All right.
Where the hell have you been, Loca?
Bella! Where the hell have you been, Loca?
So your first one was withholding affection to gain control, but
Yeah.
also there's another twist to it, which is manipulating emotions for control.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So that means like I do this. I intentionally.
You do?
Are you
Do you-
five? Are you
Do you
five?
poop, Hallie?
Yes.
What?
So do you. You know what? You way more than I do.
I do.
Way more.
I do.
Way. Everyone, Suketu's like 5 years old. Okay. I intentionally do this. See, now I'm like careful because you're being psychotic. I intentionally, do things, and then this sounds so bad. I like to sometimes give you grief for not doing something. So like, for example, today were you pooping or you were in the shower? I
was in
made
the shower.
I made the bed. Why do you have that face?
Because I don't poop.
Yes, he does. Everyone.
I literally don't poop.
Is it like that scene in the interview where they're like, he doesn't have a butthole?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have one.
Oh my God. Okay, so made the bed. That was earlier this morning. I spent like an hour plus making dinner.
Yeah.
You were washing the cars
Yeah.
because it's Indiana's first 50-degree day. You spent like an hour. That whole time I was cooking, you spent that time washing the cars.
Yeah.
And you did the dishes after I cooked, which thank you very much. But I feed Sylvie in the morning, you feed her at night.
Yeah.
And normally you also clean her litter box, but I've been cleaning it for like the last few
Okay,
weeks.
all right.
Weeks, everyone.
Okay.
So you're doing the dishes, and Sylvie was down here, and she was, going crazy. She was hungry, and I was like, "Okay, Sylvie, I'll feed you now." And I was headed upstairs, and he goes, "Oh, can you clean our litter box too?" And I was like, "What? You didn't do it this morning? What? Why not again? You did not do it. What were you doing while I made the bed?" And then I was like trying to manipulate you and tell you all the things. I was like, I spent an hour in the kitchen. I did this. I vacuumed the house today. What have you done? You sat on your on the couch. And you cleaned your cars.
Yeah. Not just your cars, our cars. I cleaned your car too. So I thought it was doing a good deed, but I guess it didn't come off that way.
Well, but like, do you know what I mean? I appreciate all that you've done, but I do like to sometimes make you feel bad for not doing things that you should.
No,
Those are toxic things.
No, I get it.
But like, I see reels of this all the time, so it normalizes it a little bit for me.
I think that manipulating emotions for control is evil.
It is.
I do
admit
it
that.
sometimes.
Okay, like when?
So like, sometimes I'll be like, if Hallie's like gonna go hang out with her friends, which is a very good thing to do, you should definitely go hang out with your friends alone. But sometimes I'm like, you're gonna leave me? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna eat?
Oh my God. Wait.
I do this all the time. Make her feel bad.
You do this all the time, and it makes me so angry.
I hate that I do it, but at the end of the day, I am joking. But I want you to know that it's good what you're doing is
no,
good,
but like,
so.
you know what the sad thing is like every time I have left you to go do something, and like in the rare instances that I've been gone overnight, and like like times that I go somewhere overnight, I still make sure you have food. There's been like 2 times ever.
And I died.
And
I
you went
literally
straight
died.
to your mommy's house.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Listen.
Let me call her right now. I'll call her. She'll
Just
tell the
because
truth.
I don't know how to make food sometimes, and if she's available,
you drive 35 minutes to go to her house when you could just either A, make something here, or B, drive 5 minutes and go get some Chick-fil-A or Taco Bell.
Stop outing me.
I'm going to call your mom and she can
Who wants
hate
my
on you
mom
with
on
me.
the podcast?
Me.
That'd be
Oh
fun.
my gosh. I would love a podcast where she just roasts you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you do that all the time. Like with the what am I going to eat thing, that drives me crazy.
Well,
I literally make sure that you are alive.
I know.
Every day you do stuff. And I'm like, how did you make it this far? I had to learn how to do stuff for myself. I had to learn how to cook. I had to learn how to blah, blah, blah to live.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And yeah,
I had to do it, so why can't you
But
learn?
it's a good thing. When she leaves me, it's a good thing because I learn a little bit. I'm like, I got to take care of myself.
You still go to your mom. Yeah, what do you do?
No, I don't go
You
to
go
my
to your
mom.
mommy.
Not all the time.
Your mommy.
Stop.
You want me to call Gulp on a bin?
No.
Huh?
No.
I'll get her on the phone right now.
Sometimes it's just easier.
Oh!
All right. We're done. No more controversial advice. If you have something that is controversial that you would like to give advice on, there's so many things out there. There's like, there's a lot of red flags, a lot of green flags, but there's a lot of red flags. We want to know some of them.
There's some beige flags
So-
too. What does that mean?
I don't know what that is.
That's a thing.
It's like a middle in the middle.
I guess.
But it's a good thing to recognize these options that you have.
These controlling, psychotic little quirks that
I
we
think
have.
it's healthy to do these sometimes. Not all the times. Try not to, but it's healthy sometimes.
You're crazy. We did this so that people would not do these things.
Yeah, don't do them. Don't do them. We did them. We had to learn the hard way to stop.
You still do these. You just said that. I love how you act like you're such
Literally
a saint.
today you did it.
So did you.
Okay, we got problems. We gotta fix them, and we're gonna
still
move on.
immature. Okay, we're in our mid-20s. We're growing up. We're learning. Like, cut us a little bit of slack, just a little bit.
We're gonna move on to the question of the week. Hallie's gonna read it, and I want Hallie to say questions of the week now. Go.
Questions of the week.
Oh, I turned on applause. I don't know what's happening right now because I don't have headphones in. So I'm just gonna applaud.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah. Well, we tried something new.
You want me to try again?
No, this is it. Now there's an air horn. Okay.
Wait, let me say. Questions of the week.
The air horn went off.
Bow, 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 bow.
Okay, so
One
we're
of my
gonna
friends
do,
can make that noise really well. Anyways.
we're gonna do questions of the week. Question of the week, which is just one. Hallie, go ahead and start reading it.
So we're doing just one question of the week this time because next week, everybody's favorite kind of episodes that we do, next week is where we fully do questions of the week, the entire podcast episode. So get ready for that. And like he mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, go to www.halfpastjaw.com And you can be anonymous. You don't have to put your name. I know it says a name field right there. Maybe that's why people are not submitting as many questions right now. We have a ton, but like in the last few days, we've been like, it's kind of been a dry spell. It's been like the Sahara Desert up in here.
Yeah.
So you can be anonymous. You don't have to put any information. Just put like NA. Doesn't matter. If you don't want us to know who you are, that's totally fine. So this question. Hi, I am so glad that I stumbled across your page because the similarities between your lives and mine are uncanny. 25-year-old female Indian, met my person, 25 male white, in high school. Oh my gosh. Okay. Love that. Same. Our friendship was so close, but very secretive from my parents my whole life. We started dating in college. I told my parents and everything went south. My mother was not accepting at all. We went to family therapy, and at the end of the day, she was not accepting. My extended family has ideas that I will marry outside my culture based on my personality, but my mother is not willing to accept it. She will say aloud to others that she won't accept that. Due to this, me and my boyfriend broke up after college when we moved home. Our hometowns are also the same. We both realized there wasn't a world in which we were happy without each other. We got back together last year, May of 2023, and have been dating long distance ever since. We are both in physical therapy school, him in Oklahoma and me in Texas. We have decided that we are in this for the long haul, but I am terrified to tell my parents and go through that again as it was detrimental to my mental health. How should I go about this as a second time around?
Dang.
Wow.
This is a lot. Just to unpack it, I see that you have a few things going on. You, first of all, broke up once.
Yep.
That's a big thing that happens, especially when it's not in control of you. Like, you're not the one in control. It's your mother that's in control of that breakup, right? You got to recognize that. Number two, you are now back together and that trauma still exists with you guys, okay? And the last thing is you have to go through this process all again. That's a lot. That's a lot. What do you have to say about it?
That is a lot. I just want to point, well, one, I'm sorry for the breakup and all of the struggles that you've had to endure since then. It's still something that I feel like we think about a lot, or not like, necessarily think about constantly, but it's always just kind of there. It's something, it's a very hard situation to endure, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but I'm happy to hear that you're back together. We do have a lot of similarities. This is actually kind of crazy. Your hometowns are the same. You're the same age, high school, college, all these things. I think especially after after we broke up, we only broke up the one time, but after we broke up, we both learned that we deserved a lot more and a lot better in the relationship.
And I realized that I can't make my final decision on what another person has to say, even though that person meant a lot to me and means a lot to me, and also I had a lot of value in what they had to say and think. But at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your decision that you need to make, because it's your whole life, right? The person you are with is with you forever. Mm-hmm. And so you need to make sure that you yourself are the sole decision maker on that, and you need to be confident.
Well, and I just want to point out too that you can respect somebody like your mom. You can still respect her, but you don't have to follow everything that she says. Yeah. You're your own person. You both are 25. And I saw this on Instagram the other day, which I always say, I saw something on Instagram. But, your family has to be there. Like, your parents both have to be there. Your family, you're lumped together. But your significant other is choosing to be there. So your boyfriend is choosing to be there with you, regardless of the consequences. I think he knows, you both are in it for the long haul. He's there with you. He's choosing to be there with you, which means he will be by your side through all of this. And at the end of the day, if you want to take things to the next level, get engaged, get married, he's going to be there with you for the rest of your life. And he's going to be the person that's with you the longest, just like we're going to be together at the end of the day for the rest of our lives. And that's the vow that you take with marriage. So I think just remember that. It's sad to say, but your parents aren't going to be around forever. And, they're going to love you no matter what. There's going to be anger. There's going to be hurt feelings. There's going to be all the things. So it's just important to remember that your significant other will be there for you regardless, because he's choosing to love you every single day, and your parents aren't going to be around forever.
It's sad to say
that. It is. It's really sad to say and think about.
I think what you also have to remember is don't try and overcomplicate the situation. I think I always did that. I was always so in the zone of like, oh my God, what are they going to think? How is this going to affect the rest of my life? Sometimes in these kinds of situations, you kind of have to live in the moment. You just have to, you can't think about the consequences when you don't know what those consequences are truly going to be. You may think that, okay, this is not going to end well, but it may be like, okay, for a month, my mom's not going to talk to me. She's not going to want to have anything to do with me. But then maybe after that month, she's going to, get a little closer and she's going to start talking to me again. And then the next month, she's going to be more open to my boyfriend. And then the next month, it might be, okay, they're talking now. And then maybe a year later, they're best friends. That is a good scenario, right? It might not happen that way. But you can't project on like, oh, this can't happen because this person said it can't happen.
Have you seen the movie K3G? Kabikushi Kabigam.
Kabikushi Kabigam.
Have you? I mean, seriously, watch it. Yes, his parents are mad at him for 10 years, which is on the extreme end, but they come around and they love him.
Yeah.
Because he's their son.
Exactly. So
Just
go watch
Kabikushi
Kabigam. It is a great movie. There's a lot of movies out there like that, actually. The Big Sick.
Oh.
That one's a hard one to watch.
Is sad.
So there's a lot of scenarios, but there's always a happy ending in it, right? It might not end up in a happy ending, and you have to be okay with that as well. Don't think that way, though. Don't be like, oh, it's not going to... You have to be okay with it, but you also have to know that the decision you're making is the correct decision because it is the decision you want to make. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's the end of it. I hope that it helps a little bit. We want to hear back from you. We want to know if this has progressed. If you go to your mom and things go bad, don't feel free to reach out to us. We can always be there to talk and figure things out. But I think that at the end, it's better to get that off your chest than have it in your brain and take up space. It's always going to take up space in your brain if you don't get that off your chest.
Yeah. Well said.
Okay. That's it, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Next episode is full questions of the week.
So make sure to submit them if you want to be featured on our podcast. Your name or anonymous or whatever you want. Go to our website.
Yes, www.halfpastshot.com. Submit your questions. We will answer them next week, so please do that. All right. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all the things, especially if you're on YouTube, but on Spotify and Apple Podcast, give us a good follow and 5 stars, okay? That really helps the podcast actually get shown to other audiences. As a reminder, we want you to know that we love you, Half Past crew. Okay? Thank you for the support. We are so excited for this growing podcast and community. We're excited for all the things that are coming up this new season. And as always, we will see you all next Monday at Half Past Job.
Goodbye, everyone.
Stop it! Not today.
Are you going to sneeze?
Boots!